Cara Castronuova, investigative journalist who's been following RFK Jr. and his rallies, joins us now. Cara, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I am just continuously impressed by RFK Jr.'s messaging style, the speeches he gives. Like when he dropped out of his bid for the presidency, I remember thinking that was one of the best political speeches I had heard in a very long time. And we may not agree on everything, but he's such an excellent testament to here's a person who is well-spoken. You don't agree with everything he says, but he makes some really good points, especially when it comes to our health care.
It's really great. I feel that Donald Trump has embraced Robert Kennedy Jr. and the MAGA movement has really embraced him and his message of make America healthy again. I think that came to the surprise of a lot of people that there's so much in common between Trump supporters and supporters of Robert Kennedy Jr. And I talked to a lot of people at the rally that they did this weekend where Robert Kennedy Jr. was the keynote speaker. And a lot of people said that the two camps have more in common with each other, meaning Robert Kennedy Jr. supporters and Trump supporters than they do with the Republican establishment or the Democrat establishment. So there's a lot of synergy. And one of the main synergies is just this distrust of these government agencies that have been working with corporations, literally colluding with them to continue to poison Americans and their children through food, through chemicals, through pharmaceuticals, and all of these other things that Robert Kennedy Jr. has been able to bring to the forefront of the national conversation, which I'm so thankful for, thankful to him, and also thankful to President Trump for embracing him and giving him this platform to share his message. A lot of people, conservatives, like to say we don't have a country without borders, but I say we don't have a country without healthy American citizens that can fight against government tyranny. And you cannot be healthy if you're consistently putting toxic chemicals into your body.
No, that's exactly right. And one of the ways that we have gotten to this point is that there is this scary pipeline between people who work on the government side and make these decisions about what chemicals are allowed, and this pipeline between them and going on to big ag or big pharma or big food. They end up having a very maybe untoward relationship with one another because they're all tied and connected to one another. And there's a money trail.
Right. And it's something that Kennedy calls corporate capture. And he says that if Trump gets in office, he said, this is what he said at the end of his speech on Sunday, help us get Trump into office so I could get into office and end corporate capture, going and investigating the CDC, the USDA, the NIH, and all of these other government agencies that he feels are colluding with these companies to make Americans very sick. So this is a message, like I said, that's been received tremendously. And even the video that you played earlier about the yellow 5, there's so many more toxins that Robert Kennedy Jr. plans on talking about and hopefully getting banned here in the United States. They're not banned those ingredients are not allowed in foods in Europe and other developed nations, hence why Kennedy says that we have the most sick people and the most sick children of any developed nation on planet Earth.
Now, it's important to note that these are talking points being brought about from an independent, a former Democrat. There's a reason for that. Big ag Republicans are not necessarily on board with all of this. They donate to the Republican Party. They are part of this whole process that RFK Jr. is pointing out. How does Trump and RFK Jr., if they were to be in a position to make decisions, how do they get around the big ag faction of the Republican Party?
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.